Hey guys, Antari again. So today we have battle versus boomerlabs from server FA chatroom and also from YouTube. So I put the link in the description bar to his channel, but check him out. He's got plenty of cool poke videos. And yeah, we decided to do a match, and I bring in a couple of new pokes like the RAMPARDOS Lv, because now it got this fake out thing, which actually makes him a good lead. And a Vileplume, which turns out to sweep pretty much all of his pokes. So yeah, here we go. I go for a fake out first turn, and because his Hitmonlee is faster, he will use fake out earlier. And yeah, he finished off my Delibird with Blaze Kick, and I'm able to do some damage with Quick Attack. So after that I bring in Cat on Dog just to get this Intimidate attack cut, and then I go for a Will-O-Wisp on the switch, and he switched into his Blastoise. So predicting some Surf, I go for my Clefable, which is totally epic special wall. And after that he can see that he isn't going to do anything to my Clefable, so he decided to take a switch into his MILTANK as I go for Ice Beam, and Ice Beam does surprisingly big amount of damage to this MILTANK. And because of this thick fat, I thought that it will do less damage, so I decided to take a switch into my Claydol just to, you know, make my strategy work with this trick thing. So I go for a trick, and I was just praying that he will stay in, and he actually stay in. So I'm able to trap it with this choice item as he go for a heal ball and heal his Blastoise. So after that I set up some Stealth Rock on the switch, and he switched into his Swalot, which is pretty cool poke, and he decided to anchor me with using Rapid Spin. So I'm able to Rapid Spin this Stealth Rocks, and after that he goes for Shadow Ball, which turns out to be pretty good prediction part of his, because I go for a Slowbro, and despite the fact that it's super effective, it still do crap damage because my Slowbro is epic special wall and wall. So I go for a Calm Mind because I can see that Shadow Ball isn't going to do the damage unless he's got a special defense drop. So after that he goes for a Yawn, which turns out to be pretty nice play of his, and I go for a Slack Off just to get some HP back, predicting some Shadow Ball. And after that I go for a Psychic, and thanks to the Stealth Rock recall and a crit, I'm able to take down his Blastoise with Psychic, which is totally epic and vital in this match. It got pretty useful for me in this match, because if I didn't get this crit and take down Blastoise, it can be pretty troublesome. So after that he brings in his Rampardos, and my Slowbro is now sleeping, so I decided to take a switch into my Scary Mojo just to go for an explosion, because, you know, why shouldn't I? So yeah, he brings in his Registeel, and this Registeel is actually his max defensive REGICE. So yeah, I'll take it down with a crit, and I'm not actually sure if the crit is necessary here, but you know, whatever. So my next poke was Vileplume, and Vileplume is totally epic in this match, because yeah, I go for a Stun Spore, which first turn misses, and I was like, fuck. So when he saw that, he decided to go for an Earthquake, because he can see that Invader isn't going to do that much to my Vileplume. And this leaves me on my yellow health, and I paralyze his Rampardos with Stun Spore. So after that I go for Thinner Dance, because I'm actually faster, and this is this confused para-hack strategy. And he hit itself in this confusion, and that's kind of good, because I'm able to get some HP back with leftovers. And after that I decided to go for a Leech Seed, and he decided to take a switch into his MILTANK, which isn't that bad, because I'm still able to get some HP back with leftovers and Leech Seed. And yeah, after that he goes for a Heal Ball just to, you know, heal it Rampardos. As I go for a Slash Bomb, which will do, which is actually Stab, and which will do some nice chunk of damage to MILTANK. And after the Leech Seed, my Vileplume is looking pretty nice. It's back to green health again. And he decided to take a switch into his Swalot. I go for a Stun Proc, because why shouldn't I? I know that he will switch because he's trapped with using Heal Ball. So yeah, I power hacks his Swalot, and then next turn I go for Thinner Dance just to, you know, make it confused, because it's kind of obvious strategy here. He hit itself in this confusion, and that's kind of good, because now my Vileplume got all out of his HP again. And he decided to bring in his MILTANK, and after this Stealth Rock's recoil, it actually leaves him with 1 HP, he told me that, and that was totally epic and insane. So I Leech Seed him, and Leech Seed will finish him off. So he decided to bring his Hitmonlee, and fearing some kind of, you know, fake out, I go for my Cat on Dog, because it's this totally epic physical wall, and can take it like a beast. So after that I go for a Fire Blast, where it takes some switch into Swalot, and that was totally right prediction part of mine, because he actually go for his Swalot, and I'm able to do some serious damage to this Swalot, but actually it didn't look like it to hit KO. But I go for another Fire Blast, and it misses, and he is able to go for a Pain Split and, you know, get some HP back, and yeah, that kind of sucks for me. So after that I decided to take a switch to my Vileplume just to take Shadow Ball like a beast and to confuse it with Dinner Dance. So next turn I decided to go for Dinner Dance, and he decided actually to take a switch into his... no, I go for a Leech Seed, sorry. And he decided to take a switch into his Hitmonlee, so I'm able to get some HP back with this. And when he saw that, he was actually kind of over-predicting me, so he goes for his Rampardos again, predicting some switch into Arcanine. So after that I paralyze his Rampardos and I go for Dinner Dance just for the confused hacks. And after that I set up some Leech Seed, and as you can see, Vileplume is going to pull off pretty nice sweep here. He goes for an Invader and it leaves me on my red health, and that's kind of bad because Invader is kind of powerful at this point. But actually Leech Seed will finish off his Rampardos, and that's kind of epic for me because, yeah, the health of my Vileplume isn't looking that great, but I decided to actually leave it for the worst times. So after that he brings in his Hitmonlee, predicting some switch onto Arcanine. He goes for close combat, which will do more damage than Fake Out. And after that he decided to take a switch into his Swallow, and now he's got only two of his pokes, Swallow and Hitmonlee, and the match is pretty mine because I got, you know, Slowbro, which is asleep, but you know, whatever. I go for a Fire Blast just to do some damage, and it isn't going to be 2-hit KO definitely, so I decided to overpredict his Pain Split again and go for Vileplume, which will, you know, gain some HP thanks to the Pain Split. And yeah, after that I go for Dinner Dance because it's kind of obvious strategy in using this kind of Vileplume. And he decided to Anchor me, which isn't that bad because if he switch, I'm still able to confuse Hitmonlee. So he decided to switch for some random reason, and I go for Dinner Dance, which will confuse this guy. And after that I actually don't want to lose my Vileplume, which actually got now a green health again. So I bring in my Katando, predicting some kind of close combat, and he hit itself in this confusion, and that's kind of epic because yeah, he isn't going to hit me. And after that he goes for a Sucker Punch, which didn't actually miss, and his Sucker Punch isn't going to do that much, as well as close combat because he got intimidated. And I go for a Fire Blast, which will obviously take down Hitmonlee. So his last guy was swallowed, and he isn't actually going to do that much thanks to the South Rock recall. And I go for a Fire Blast, which will win this match for me. So great game, boomerlabs. Comment, subscribe, guys, as always. Go check him out, I put the link in the description. And yeah, see you guys later. Hope you like this battle. Thanks for watching. Peace, dudes.